All right, hello guys. Do a little trade review on my TIGR trade today. It was simply just a exhaustion gap, large cap. I'm going to go over the structure of the trade, my entries, my ads, my risk, mitigating risk, and PT. I mean, I never held it to my PT, um, but I just took my profit and ran. Reason being, the last 2 weeks I was down. Today worked. Just take my money, run, get my momentum back, and then feel good about my trading. Um, so it's a mindset thing. Also lost some patience, but I think it's fine just because the last 2 weeks I've been red. So just take the winner, take the nice day, about 13K, and get my momentum back, right? So TIGR was a large cap, exhaustion gap, short. All right, so really you want it to be over a billion float, a billion market cap, 100 plus float ideally. So the whole point of this is people will look at something like this and think, well, it's extended, but not really. It's up 66%. So 66% extension. Um, People are used to really low market cap, low float names going 300%, right? You have to understand what you're playing. These type of moves, these type of fundamentally real companies, they're not moving 300%, right? 66% extension is ideally very good, right? So that is extended. It's extended off the 8 on the daily. The 8 is my extension tool, 8 EMA. And you can see it's the same structure as NVIDIA, SMCI, SMMT as a recent. So you get the breakout day. This is just the context, the daily structure of the trade. Continuation day, right? This was the continuation day right here. And we have volume too, right? Volume liquidity is very important. So we have the continuation day. So it's just a 3-day structure, okay? Continuation day. And then exhaustion gap, right? So we get the exhaustion gap. That's most ideal. That's what I want. If it would have gapped down, I would have not traded it, all right? So if it would have gapped down, I would not have been participating in it. So I waited for the gap up. And then what you want is you want the gap up, and then from the gap up, you want a failed morning spike. So it panicked out the open. You want the squeeze. 1 second, please. Um, you want the morning. It panicked out the open. Stop, Herc. You want the morning panic, and then you get the squeeze out. Then you get the squeeze. All right, squeeze all the early shorts out. You always want this euphoric squeeze, right? The failed morning push. I don't touch these if they just panic. Large caps. I'm talking about a large cap, exhaustion gap short. I look for the morning panic. I want the squeeze, even a morning push, squeeze. If it doesn't panic, a squeeze, some type of shakeout, fail view up, enter, break low a day, enter again. You can move your risk down to this breakdown right here. Breaks low a day, you could keep moving your risk down. All right, and that's what I did. I got in about 8,000 shares with about a 30-cent risk at one point. I tightened it up enough. It gave me enough structure to tighten it up. And then, sorry about that, by the way, guys. It's my dog, a little vocal. And then I wanted the 200 EMA 15-minute, but it just wasn't doing it. Overnight, tomorrow, it probably gaps down and reaches it. But I just took my profits. At this point, the last 2 weeks have been rough for me. I made it all back today on one trade. Really, I made back 6 losses. So that's risk reward, risk management 101. So I really just waited. It came down, and at this point, I was like, look, it could fade. It could hit the PT, but let me take my money and run. Let me get my momentum back. Let me feel better. I would hate to give all this back when I have a pretty tough 2 last weeks. Let me just feel good, right? Most of this is mental. Most of the trading is mental. So I need to stay sharp, right? So I just took the profits, and I just felt better. I was like, okay, last 2 weeks have been tough. Um, I was down around 13,000 at one point, and then I went down to 11,000 after I won Ben F, and now I'm up like 2,000 now. But um, that's fine. So I just took the profits and I ran. Um, and that's really it. It's a very simple concept, right? Breakout, continuation, euphoric gap, morning squeeze, breakdown. You want some type of where is it? You want some type of 1 billion float. Sorry, market cap 100 million float. Right? Extension, right? 60% is pretty good, right? This also happened on SMMT, which I shorted as well. Right? You get the breakout right here. You guys can't really see it. Okay? Consolidation, breakout, continuation, exhaustion gap. And we shorted this in the room as well. And it went all the way back to the 8 EMA. So now, if this thing doesn't gap down a lot tomorrow, and it has a very small gap and gives me good risk reward, I will short it again for a second red day down to the 8 EMA. But that's only if it gaps down or gaps up and then goes red, shows some type of relative weakness, which it did end the day. It's probably going to gap down, very weak close, and then short it and ride it down to the 8 EMA. I did that SMMT also. I played the first red day and I played the second red day. So that's going to be the plan for tomorrow. But very simple concept. Breakout, exhaustion. Oh, sorry. Breakout, continuation move, exhaustion gap, morning squeeze, VWAP fail, short under the VWAP, risk high a day. NVIDIA, SMCI. There's been a ton of big money plays on these. Good to know. It's a good thing to have. It's very straightforward, very simple textbook. Set reward, set risk. And I think that's it, fellas. That's it. Very easy play. Very straightforward. It's just large cap, exhaustion gap, short, right? So we get the breakout, continuation. It doesn't happen all the time, by the way. Exhaustion gap, short. Morning squeeze, failed VWAP, short, risk, higher day. Unless you've been playing these for a while, don't add into them. I add into it because I know how to move my risk down based off of ranges and where it should not reclaim. But that's basically it. All right. Exhaustion gap short for a larger cap.